Welcome to the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast, your one-stop shop for television, movie, video games, comic books, book reviews, and more. Now, without further ado, here's Steven and Mike.
Okay, who talks first? You talk first? I talk first.
Who talks first? You talk first. I talk first.
Good morning, everybody. We are still waking up this morning on the Two Geeks and a Microphone show.
I'll fix that post.
Hey, thanks everybody for joining us here on the Two Geeks and Microphone show. I am your co-host, Mr. Stephen Buster, along with my good friend, our awesome co-host, Mr. Mike Shanks. Mike, say hey to everybody.
Good morning to all you geeks out there in Geekdom land.
Oh, well, Mike, I want to say thank you for making me aware of something that happened this last week. And he shot me a text, forwarded a text or a screenshot, I guess. I guess the Three Geeky Dads posted, "Why was this not in the movie?" And I'm like, what are they talking about?
Well,
then,
I said, why was this not in the movie? Well,
that's right. You said it.
Yeah, because I posted it on our site. I shared what they posted. They posted the link to the deleted Joker scene from the Batman movie. And
right.
I had to put that on our site, and then I had to make sure that you've seen it. Yeah, we weren't going to be talking about this subject earlier this week, and then this came about, so we kind of changed our subject last minute.
We did, and I am thankful for it. So I'm so glad you sent it. Everybody, we are going to talk about that deleted scene in the Batman movie with the Joker. And if you have not heard our discussion about it already, go back and listen to that podcast, and because you will hear me say I did not like the ending Joker scene. And
which I think had crazy, by the way. I like
anyway. Right. Yeah, I just thought it was kind of shoehorned in. But if they had left this scene in, if they had put this scene, this deleted scene with the Joker in, I would have thought the ending scene with the Joker that we have would have been much more betterer. It would have given us context and reasoning, and that the Joker was part of the whole scene. So, what should we say to everybody about this? If you have not seen it,
go watch it.
Go watch it. Warner Brothers. Just go to the YouTube Warner Brothers thing, or we found out this morning. You go to radaalada.com.
Which is the bonus website that's at the end of the film. If you stayed all the way through the film through the ending credits and you saw the little thing, that's kind of what it was leading to, is this website, which originally had the files. So the files that you see Batman give to the Joker in this, it originally had those files in it, or links to those files where you could read those. But apparently they've taken those down, and they've included a link to the deleted scene.
Yeah.
So, which is about a 5-minute deleted scene too, I think.
It is. Here, I'm going to put that website in the chat. radaalada.com.
Good morning, Brian. Thanks for
Brian is here. Brian's with Three Geeky Dads, and it's what Three Geeky Dads posted that got us started on this conversation.
Yep,
so I want to give credit where credit's due. Brian, we want to thank you guys for posting about the deleted Batman scene, because we have been chomping at the bit to talk about it since then. And
I've only watched it like 7, 8, 9 times. I don't know. I keep watching it over and over again. I'm like, this is definitely my favorite scene, and it wasn't even in the movie.
Yes. And so, yes, Brian, we are talking about the website at the end of the movie because it has changed. The for those of you just coming in, it used to be you would get the files of what was in the movie, but what we have now is you answer 3 riddles, and which took us a few minutes, and then you get the deleted scene.
And what
So
was
you
great, Steven tried to bring up a second window, and it detected he was bringing up a second window and told him he was cheating, which I
it
thought was
did.
fabulous. I was like, "Oh, that's awesome."
It did.
Well, it's awesome and scary at the same time because it's almost like, "Holy crap, they're watching us."
Right?
Uh,
So let's give you a big picture of what's happening in the scene. Mike, do you want to discuss what we see in the scene so people kind of have context that there was a deleted scene with the Joker? Well, what happened in it?
well, so this is almost like a, Silence of the Lambs scene. Uh,
Oh, good call.
yeah, it
Yes.
really gives me a feel of the Silence of the Lambs when, Clarice is going to visit Hannibal.
Clarice.
Clari Hello, Clarice. I can't
Liver
do it.
with some cotton.
Yeah. And lima beans. Anyway,
Yeah,
um,
that's it.
it gave me a real feeling of yeah, Silence of the Lambs and Hannibal Lecter and Clarice, where we got
Yes.
Batman going to Arkham to visit the Joker to get some insight, through Joker being he's kind of a serial killer himself, and getting insight on, well, as we know now, the Riddler. But
Mhm.
he didn't know at the time that it was the Riddler. So that's kind of what you
Mhm.
got. And I got to say, I don't know the guy's name playing the Joker. But man, he is something else. I'm really
Yeah.
impressed with him. I honestly thought they would not be able to top Heath Ledger, because I think Heath Ledger is an incredible Joker.
Yeah, an incredible Joker, yes.
And for those of you who don't know, the Joker was supposed to. Oh, Angie got it. It's Barry Keoghan. Keoghan, I guess.
Keoghan?
Keoghan.
I was waiting.
I guess.
What else is he what else has he been in?
He's Druig from Eternals. He's one of
Oh,
them.
he's from Eternals. Okay.
Oh, okay. He is the one who could do, is it mind control?
Yes.
Okay.
He's the one who had like the little colony or the little thing out in the woods in
Mhm.
Eternals, I think, where they go to see him, and yeah, very interesting. Okay, yeah. All right.
Also, the quote from Silence of the Lambs is actually he actually says good evening, Clarice.
Oh, did he
That's-
say that?
The whole hello Clarice thing is a Mandela effect.
Oh, you're talking about the actual line,
Yeah.
not what happens in the
In the
new
trailer.
trailer.
No.
Or the
he-
deleted scene, excuse me.
Clarice, and it's
You're saying
actually a
it's
Mandela
like
effect.
Luke, I am your father, which Darth Vader never says.
Uh-huh.
He actually says, "No, I am your father." Anyway, it is the
Oh.
most misquoted movie line in history.
But yet the most famous.
Up there.
Yeah,
What would you say, Megan? I interrupted her. I'm sorry.
Silence of the Lambs might be up there because that one is very misquoted too.
you're right. I misquoted it, so but it gets the point across. This scene has a very Silence of the Lambs tongue work feel to it. But yeah, I was talking about the Joker. So
Yes.
when I
Ryan
thought Heath
Keoghan.
Ledger, I didn't think they were ever going to be able to
Keoghan.
top Heath Ledger, honestly. And for those of you who don't know it, Heath Ledger was actually supposed to return in the third Dark Knight film, in the third part of the series. But since his untimely death, unfortunately, we didn't get that, and we got Bane instead. Granted, I love Bane. Bane's awesome. I have mixed feelings on his performance in the movie. Again, it's a voice thing,
This gives you power.
right? That voice was weird. It was just that was the downfall of that trilogy is voices.
Right.
Other than that, that trilogy is amazing. But
Hockey pants.
I'm not wearing hockey pads. But yeah, I man, every time I watch this, I like him more. You know, I keep watching it, going, I want more. I want more.
You're talking about Barry
the new
Keoghan.
one.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want more. I want to know more about him as the Joker.
I agree. I really, really liked this deleted scene, and I agree with the question: why was this not in the movie?
Yes, because this would have taken my rating up. I would have definitely give this a 4, in opposed to my 3.5 before. And this would have been my favorite scene. In fact, it is now my favorite scene, even though it's not even in the movie. I love this scene.
Yeah. So everybody, Brian says, I want to bring this up. So Brian says, nice on Brian. Sorry, Angie. It moves so quick. I can't catch it sometimes. Okay. When they showed a close-up of Keoghan's Joker, he looked more like a burn victim, almost makes you think that Batman might be talking to Two-Face instead of Joker. Okay, so I agree in the aspect that, gosh, it made you wonder, wait, who is this character? Because, man, he is messed up. He's skin-wise. You see on his fingers when he goes to grab the file how messed up they are. But you do see some white.
But his fingers look blood-stained, too.
Yeah.
To me, they look like they got blood stains on them. Not just burn marks or anything like that. I think they're blood stains, which just makes him that more menacing.
But obviously on his head, though,
and I got to say something. When I first saw Brian's post come up, I thought he said a bum victim.
Bum victim.
Yeah, instead of burn victim.
Oh, instead of burn victim.
I read it as bum victim. Okay. I was like, what in the world does that mean?
Oh, it says burn, not bun. Brenda, I'm going to put your post up. Brenda says that I thought he looked like he was burnt by acid. Yes, I thought the exact same thing. And so here's what I said, oh my goodness.
Well, and I think that's why Brian is equating him more to Two-Face than Joker, because the Two-Face gets his face burned with acid. Now, I think they're kind of coming at this from a death of the family aspect of it, where we have that really, really psychotic Joker. Granted, I have to admit I have not read A Death in the Family or Death of the Family. I'm probably going to before they do a Joker movie now, but I think he kind of resembles what we see in there.
I've read it. That Joker is a maniacal, crazy, no holds barred kind of Joker.
I think that might be what we're looking at.
I don't know. I'm not for sure. I don't know. That's a good question. I do think what we're seeing though is because he said it was paper anniversary. It's only been a year. I thought that was really good. What if it's the whole thing where he is still healing from falling in the acid?
Well, it's possible, but that does not mean that he's not that type of Joker that we see in
right. And I'm not saying he may not be. I just thought it was really interesting about the whole
I love the comment. Oh, it's our first anniversary. I don't have his voice down.
You need more practice.
Yeah, it does. Well, yeah, it's going to take a lot of practice to get this one. He's a quite different voice than any other Joker.
Yes, I like it too.
I love the reference to paper is the first anniversary gift. I thought that was great. You know,
Mhm.
signifying he's been in Gotham probably for about a year now. So that's the
Mhm.
way I took it anyway.
Mhm. Well, all I was saying was just with the acid look, it almost looks because he was still swollen, like the lips were still swollen, made me think he was still healing from possibly falling in the acid. That's just my opinion, but
Possible.
I thought the whole acid burn look kind of made sense because it was a chemical plant, and then that whole thing. Now, I don't know if we'll get that story or not,
I
maybe
don't even
references to
care.
it or something.
I don't even care. You know,
Right.
one of the great things about the Heath Ledger one is we didn't get any kind of backstory on him either. We got the two stories he gives us, and then he gives us one of my favorite lines ever. Uh, if I'm gonna have uh, if I'm gonna have an origin story, it's gonna be multiple choice. You know, um, which is what he says in The Killing Joke. You know, I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love how he has different stories of how he got the scars, and you come away going, is he telling the truth for either of them? You know, you have
Mhm.
no clue. And I like that
Mhm.
because it gives all this mystery to the Joker. So if they don't tell how he's gotten all these scars, burns, and everything, I'm fine with it. It's fine because I like it. It gives a mystery to the Joker. It gives us time to imagine how he got him, and that's the way I think the Joker should be. So
Mhm.
I don't need an
Mhm.
origin story for the Joker. He is the Joker. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
plain and simple.
Yeah. And let's go back to his voice for a second. You mentioned that, and I think there's something to be said about how well this actor Barry, still can't pronounce his last name. I'm so sorry.
It's
Um,
Kyogen, I
I
think.
think it's Kyogen.
We'll go
okay,
with Kyogen.
but just how well he does
We
the voice.
apologize to you if we're getting it wrong.
Yes. We that voice was just incredible how he did it. The
You know,
voice.
when I first watched it, I had mixed feelings on the voice. I just wasn't sure. But the more I watch it, the more I like it. And his laugh is really, really good. I like it.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
I think
It's a
he sounds very similar to yeah,
Heath Ledger.
thank you.
Yeah, you said that the other night when I watched it.
I did.
I don't know. There's a similarity there, I think, but I think he's his own thing. I don't think he's trying to imitate anyone else. I think he's trying to give it his own spin, which is good, which is, great. Heath Ledger gave it his own spin too.
I just hear like the lisp, almost lisp in both their voices.
It's good. It's good. So, Brian, thank you. Brian says it's pronounced Keegan.
Keegan, okay.
Cool. Excellent. Barry Keegan. All right. All right. Thank you. I'll start doing that from here on out. Angie says, don't give me a backstory. Just let my imagination run wild. I like that.
Yep.
And all. And to couple with that, Brian comes back and says, I love that his origin story. Oh, we're talking about Heath Ledger's
Oh,
Joker. Origin stories for the scars in that movie are relative to who he's telling them to.
yep,
He's
you're
been
right.
made fun of by a group of gangsters and tells the story about his abusive father. Then Rachel, he tells the story related to his wife.
Yep. Yep.
Ah.
And I love the way he does that, and he just pulls that off so good. Just so good.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know. And it just reminds me of the comic book Joker, which is the Joker. That's the original Joker, the real, as far as I'm concerned, the canonical Joker. So, as close as they can get to that one is the best. So,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think Keegan is doing a great job, at least in this scene.
It was really good.
My
It was
gosh.
really good. Yeah, I definitely would have appreciated the ending scene that we did get a whole lot more if we had this deleted scene in. I really would have.
See, I didn't dislike the the ending scene. I thought it was cool because it's like the Joker is kind of it felt like he was kind of mentoring the Riddler, which I thought was cool, and I kind of think that's the way it ends up being in the comic books too, a lot of the time. So I didn't have a problem with the ending scene. I don't know what your beef is.
Derek says a lot of lip smacking with the tongue in their voices, both of them. That would be both this one with Barry Keoghan and also Heath Ledger's Joker. That is a good point. Yeah, the whole, you want to know where I got these scars?
Yeah, it's not quite the way he does it, but okay.
No, but I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to be perfect. Brenda says that scene would have added a bit of context. Thank you, Brenda. Thanks for coming to my side. Yeah.
It would
Take
like
that.
context, but the ending scene still wasn't bad. Again, I don't know what your beef is. But I do love the scene, and I think it was a mistake leaving it out. I really, really do. And
Agreed.
I know we watched Emergency Awesome, and his take on that is that it would have taken away from the Riddler's character. I don't think it really would have taken away from his character, but I think it would have whetted our appetite for another film, is what I think. I think it would have whetted our appetite more for another film. It did for me after watching it. I mean, I wanted to see another film already. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I did, but now I want more, and I want the Joker.
Right. I agree with you that I disagree with Emergency Awesome about taking away from the Joker. It would have been more world building.
You mean?
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. It would have taken the Joker would have taken away from having that Joker scene would have taken away from the Riddler. Yes. That's the way to say that. I think it's more world building.
Agreed.
Like, whoa, we've set up that he's already had interactions with the Joker at this time. This is what year 3, year 2, the end of year 2 or year 3 or whatever, where it takes place. Okay. And I thought, whoa, it's, he's already met him. And so how cool is that? So it would have been more world building. I don't know. I don't think it really would have. What about time frame wise? Because it was a 3-hour movie. Do you think they cut it for time?
Yeah, right. It adds 5 more minutes to the film. So what?
Yeah, you're already at 3 hours.
You know what? I already said the movie was too long, so you could have cut somewhere else and put this in. I'm sorry. I'll bet you I can go through that film and find 5 minutes I can cut out and put the scene in. And I think this scene would have made the film even better. That's
right.
Yes, maybe I agree, Derek. Would have been worth the extra 5 minutes.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and I think that's what we're saying. Yep.
Wholeheartedly.
Yep. I totally agree. Totally agree.
But see, I think this establishes, it starts to establish that the Batman has already captured some of his villains, and they are in Arkham now. So, like you said, it's world building. It's building the inmates of Arkham up. And of course, the Joker is the epitome of Batman villain. So of course you're going to go with the Joker, And then, like I said, it gives it that Silence of the Lambs feel to it, which I absolutely love. I think that's a great way to go with the Joker. They could even maybe do that in the second film, where Batman comes back to him for more advice, or well, not so much advice, but clarification into what the next villain is doing, and so on and so forth. And then by the third one, maybe we can have the Joker escape, and then he has to go after the Joker.
They do a tete-a-tete, man on man, mano a mano kind of mental battle, since they've studied each other. Or it seems that this Joker is really adept at giving insights on an individual, what makes them who they are, kind of a thing. Because I love how he said, you're coming to me, you're always all, ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
And I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. When you said mono a mono, it reminded me of '89 Batman when the Joker goes on television with the flesh color face and he says, "I have taken off my makeup. What about you?" You know, and there will be entertainment. Me in one corner, the big Dukeroo, in the other, the Batman. Mono y mano.
Oh, you'll always get back to a Batman '89 reference, won't you?
Of course. It's the best. It's the best.
Right. Oh my goodness, that's funny. Now, one of the things that came up, I think, in Emergency Awesome discussed it a little bit, but I think it's, are we actually world building or setting up this whole Arkham series? Or how many spinoffs are going to happen? You know, like we've got Titans,
Well,
DC, HBO Max Titans,
well,
but they're talking.
there's going to be a Penguin series. Now he said that he thought that this scene was going to be referenced in the Penguin series. I just don't know if they're going to have the Joker in the Penguin series.
Is
To
it the
me,
Penguin series or the Arkham Asylum series?
well, that's a question. I don't know for sure. I don't know if there's been an actual official announcement from Warner Brothers, of what the naming is. If is it Arkham or is it Penguin? I'm not sure. Somebody
Or
can
Gotham? Is there a Gotham series too? Or so, excuse me, not the one TV series, but the
Brian's trying to goat me into saying it.
just so everybody sees. For those that are watching, there's that. You're gonna have to say it because our audio listeners.
It's like poetry. It rhymes.
There you go.
Just for Brian.
Right on. Okay, so Penguin series, Arkham. Oh, GCPD. That's what I'm thinking of. The Gotham City Police Department are the two that are lined up.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. Emergency Awesome, he kind of alluded that he thinks that this scene is going to be referenced or something in the Arkham series.
Okay.
And I don't know how much they're going to get into the Joker in the Arkham series. I tend to believe that you save the Joker for the film because I think he's too big. He's too important to have in a TV series in opposed and I don't know. I don't know how much. I don't think we're really getting the Batman in the Arkham TV series either. And I just don't know that you have the Joker without the Batman in a TV series. I don't know.
Gotcha. Well, they're going to do the Penguin. So Angie says the Penguin will be in 2023 and says that Colin Farrell will play the role. Dude, that's awesome.
Cool. He did great. He was
fabulous. Fabulous.
Okay, so wait, the Penguin series is separate from Arkham then?
Yes, it is.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah, 2 series. I knew there was 2 series they were talking about. Now, whether or not they actually happen or not,
and
who
then
knows?
there's GCPD also.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I gotta admit, I'm not excited about GCPD. I don't know. I wasn't. They came out with a comic book. I never bought the comic. I was just never excited about it. And in a way, the Gotham TV series was GCPD in a way. And I liked the Gotham series for a few seasons, and then they just got weird with it, and I was like, yeah, I don't like the direction they're going with it. They completely screwed up the Joker in that. I loved the Joker in it too. He was fantastic. And then they did this stupid thing where, oh, he's not really the Joker, but his twin brother is really the Joker. And then there's war between
yuck.
them, and I don't know. It was dumb. It was messy. It's like you should have just stuck with him being the Joker. And that kid, man, he looked. If you go back to the '89 Batman, and you look at the scene where Jack Napier kills Thomas and Martha Wayne, this kid looks like the younger version of that actor. He really looks like him. And that actor to me looked like a young Jack Nicholson in '89. I thought he was fantastic
Mhm.
casting. So you had almost the perfect casting for the Joker in the Gotham TV series, and then you just went and screwed the whole thing up. It was
Mhm.
a total mess. So if they do GCPD, they got to make it better than Gotham. I'm sorry, Gotham just that thing just went down into the toilet. It was a mess.
Gotcha. I didn't watch the show. I watched probably the first several episodes and I was like, I got other things I can watch.
The casting was great in it. I loved the Riddler. I thought he was great. Catwoman. Oh my gosh, she looked like a young Michelle Pfeiffer, and she was fantastic. I loved her. They kind of took it some weird directions, but it still worked.
Mhm.
Um, but again, they just yeah, it's an alternative universe, DC universe. I don't ever want to go back to. That's part of the multiverse. I want them to shut it off, and we don't go back there anymore. That's all.
Right.
I'll
Ooh,
remember the parts that were good, and then that's it.
yeah, Derek says that Arkham is supposed to have Harlan. So Harlequin,
Oh,
Harleen.
nice.
That'll
I'm all
be
up for
interesting.
Harley. So now Harley, if they do her, I want her origin story, and I want them to do it correctly. She has to be the psychiatrist. See, but then then you got to have the Joker though.
You do.
So, yeah, I don't know. Oh man, that makes things tough for me.
Not unless they did, like, her cases before the Joker, because I'm sure she had cases before
Well,
him.
sure, yeah. If she's coming into Arkham and she's just um starting out with cases of different villains in Arkham, I guess that'd be kind of cool. I could go for that. But eventually it has to get to the Joker, and the Joker turns her, because
Mm-hmm.
that's her origin story, and that's the way I like her origin story, and that's the way I want her origin story to stay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is the way Bruce Timm and Paul Dini wrote her, and that's the way she should stay.
That's the way I like it. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And that's what's in my head canon.
Right on. We should write a book called Headcanon.
But everybody's head canon's different.
That's the whole point. Not your specific headcanon, but just the concept of headcanon.
It's not your
my
head canon, it's
goodness.
my head canon. It's not your elevator, it's my elevator.
Right. It's not my penguin that's fallen off the iceberg.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Oh my goodness. Now, one of the things in the trailer that I have to admit, I didn't catch it until
Wait a minute.
we were
This isn't a trailer. It's a deleted
the
scene.
deleted scene. Yes, thank you. Sorry. Thank you. So in the deleted scene, that when I first heard it, I thought it was interesting. And I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting how he said that. But then when we watched it again and we saw the subtitles, it was very different. And that was the point where he said, oh, these murders or this whole plan or whatever. He goes, it's so Baroque. But he says Baroque, as in the Baroque period. That's a classical music reference. And so it's not broke like it's broken. It is Baroque classical music, Baroque. Baroque classical music is very organized and structured and very, a lot of people, when they think classical music, are actually referring to Baroque time period, but it's so much classical music, so much more. But it is a style within the classical music. And so when he said, oh, it's so Baroque, not broken, but it's so classical, it's so organized, it's so methodical, it's it's so in depth. So that actually brought more when I saw that in the wording, the spelling in the subtitles, and like, oh, that makes so much more sense for the Riddler when he says that. And it shows the Joker's his perception of people and individuals. I thought it gave greater insight to really probably how smart the Joker is, using that terminology, using this. Oh my goodness, this is so this is artistry here. He's saying this is so methodical. It's music, almost, using Baroque. He's saying this is musical, even how powerful what the Riddler's plans are. And so I found that really interesting today. I didn't even think about it until just now. Well, earlier when I saw the subtitles, like, oh, that's not broke, it's Baroque.
I guess it's good to have somebody on my podcast that has been a music major. So,
Right?
so,
Yes, for those
so,
that don't.
so what you're saying is it's like poetry. It rhymes.
No, what I'm saying is his plan was musical. It was methodical. It
But
was beautiful. It
music
was
is a form of
artistry.
music is a form of poetry. So it still fits. Fit.
It repeats. It doesn't rhyme. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, now you just want to fight. That's all.
Yeah,
Mano y mano, right?
I want to fight today. Yes.
The big Dukaroo in one corner. And it goes back to 89 Batman.
Oh, yeah, whatever. Well, that's probably true.
It should go back to 89.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
So, just to recap, the things that I really enjoyed about the trailer, or excuse me, I said it again, because we do so many trailer discussions, but the deleted scene was, one, the reveal of the first anniversary.
Yeah.
That was really interesting. One, his scarring, how bad his scarring was. I mean, it was bad. I was like, dude.
I liked it though. I thought it was cool.
Mhm.
I'm like, this is a Joker I want to see more of. I
Agreed. Agreed.
I want to see. I want to see how maniacal he is. That's what it comes.
And methodical.
Yeah,
methodical and maniacal. I think that's what we'll get. I think it's going to be really fascinating.
Good catch too. Angie said, "Did you notice the stitching in the back of the head?" Actually, yes, I did notice that. That was interesting too. So
I did not notice the stitching in the back of his head.
Yep, he had stitching in the back of the head. I think he might have had some stitching in the cheeks with the smile too, a little bit. So kind of a Heath Ledger, even more messed up than what Heath Ledger's is. Yeah, man, I thought he looked so good. Really, really good. Anyway, sorry. So 1, the anniversary, 2, the scarring.
The scarring. 3, the Baroque terminology.
Which that I didn't catch at all. So
yeah, I thought I didn't catch it until I actually saw the subtitle. When we saw the subtitle, and when he said, "Oh, it's so broke," and I like, broke. That's weird. Okay, I'll go with it.
That is something I've started to do more. And that was a tip from Jason Swank on RFR, because I forget. He watched Book of Boba Fett with the subtitles turned on, and ever since then I hadn't watched the deleted scene with the subtitles until you and I just watched it together just before we started recording today. And I was like, oh yeah, I didn't have them turned on for this, because I didn't think about it being a YouTube video and stuff. But yeah, if I'm like watching a movie or a TV series that we're going to cover in the show, I've been trying to turn the subtitles on, because you catch a lot more with the subtitles. You do, because there's stuff that is said that you do not hear, and it's like, whoa, I couldn't hear that in the mix, and then it's like, oh, it gives a whole new context to the scene now.
Right. Closed captioning brought to you by people who are really listening.
Right. It's like the commercial with the woman who's hard of hearing, and the 2 cowboys, they're getting ready to do a showdown, and she's like, "What? I can't hear you." And then they start holding signs up.
The hold up signs, yes.
I thought that was a good commercial. I like that one.
Yeah, and I think some of the discussions afterwards, especially what Emergency Awesome brought up, was the radaalada.com to go to that site, and then also the Arkham Asylum TV show discussion, which should be interesting. I do hope those things come out to fruition. This world, this Batman world, I do want more of, and especially after seeing this deleted scene, even much more so.
Uh-huh. See, that's the thing. I like the movie, and I got a little flack from a few people going, "Man, you gave it a low score." And I'm like, "I'm just being honest, okay?"
Right?
I
No, your
like
opinion is important. That's okay. Right.
you know, I enjoyed the movie, don't get me wrong, but
Mm-hmm.
I do think it could have been better, and I think this scene would have made it a lot better, actually. It gives me a whole different context, and you're right. I definitely want more now than I did
Mm-hmm.
before I saw the scene. Before I was like,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, if they stopped it before, I would have been like, okay, all right, no big deal. Not anymore. Now it's like, okay, now you got me. I want more.
Mm-hmm.
It was a mistake deleting this scene from the film. It was a total mistake.
Was a mistake. Right. Yeah. I think earlier Brian said in a comment, he said, just get rid of the Bruce Wayne scenes and then put this scene in.
Yeah, Brian's not fond of his Bruce Wayne. That was a great guy. I missed that one. I completely missed that one. I like it. Yeah, I go for that, Brian. I think you're right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then we would have plenty of time for this scene.
Right.
That's what
Very
I
much
want a
so.
director's cut. I want a director's cut with this scene in the film. That's what I want. I'm hoping that's
Mm-hmm.
so.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt we'll get that on HBO Max. You're gonna have to pay for that, but I'll buy it. I'll buy that for $1. See if Brian picks up that reference.
Yeah. Score 2 points for Gryffindor if you get that one. Oh my goodness. So what about you? What were your favorite parts about this? I mean, just kind of to recap the ending of it, what did you like the best about this?
Oh, well, again, I liked his reference to the paper. I thought that was great.
Mm-hmm.
I love when he says to Batman, "You're afraid that he's right."
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
this is the Joker that's getting into his head. That's what he's doing.
Oh, yeah.
He's starting the mind games with Batman, and that's what the
Yes.
Joker does. The Joker gets into your head, and I like it. I like it. See, now that's probably the big difference between this and the Heath Ledger Joker. Um, love the Heath Ledger Joker, but the Heath Ledger Joker he's not a mind Joker. He doesn't screw with your mind so much. He's like he says, "I'm an agent of chaos. I'm like I'm
Mm-hmm.
like a I'm like a dog chasing a car. I wouldn't know what to do with one if I caught one." You know,
Right.
that's his Joker. This Joker he's getting into your head. He's screwing with you. And he gets off on it too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
I
I
think that's
like
what
that.
I think that's what I
I
like
like
about
that.
this. Mhm,
Yeah. So the Heath Ledger Joker we can reference as the Agent of Chaos Joker.
definitely. And then the
And
Jack
then
Nicholson is the gangster. He's just total gangster.
oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah. The
He's
Gangster
more like
Joker.
Falcone and, I can't think of the other one, Marcone.
Right.
Marcone.
Was you say you're my number one guy? Well, it tells that one guy. So yeah, no, that's good. Okay, so he's the gangster Joker. Now we've got our Agent of Chaos Joker, and so this Joker
You are
makes
my number one, a guy.
yeah. You do that so well. I love it. So again, how would we classify this Joker just in this 5-minute deleted scene presentation? He's the psychological
Yeah.
manipulator Joker.
Yep. That's exactly what I would say he is. I think we're getting into a Joker that's a lot more like what we would have seen, what we read in the Three Jokers. You know,
Mhm.
he is
Mhm.
just completely getting into Batman's head. Yep, mental
Oh,
manipulation. That's a good comment.
Angie, good job. Mental
Like that.
manipulation Joker.
Yep, he's
I
not
like
the
that.
agent of chaos in this one. And
Mhm.
there's a place for each of these Jokers. There really is. Well,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
maybe not the Jared Leto Joker, but
The Who, I refuse to recognize that Joker.
I am looking forward to Jared Leto as Morbius, though. That I'm really looking forward to. And not to mention we get Michael Keaton in that, and after all, he is Batman. I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
I would love if Michael Keaton just leaned into to Jared Leto and went, "I'm Batman."
Right.
That would be so funny.
Right.
I would die laughing. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait to see the Flash movie
Oh,
and see his return. That's
yeah,
going
but
to be
they put it
interesting.
off till next year, man. Oh
I
gosh,
know. It's like,
so
oh, this
disappointed.
movie's in development hell.
You ain't kidding. Oh my gosh. That was my most anticipated movie of the year, I have to admit. I was so
Mhm.
looking forward to it, and I was so disappointed when it was pushed back. But at least
Mhm.
we're still going to get Black Adam this year, which I think the Black Adam is setting up the roots for Justice Society, and I'm really, really super excited about that. Because
Okay.
in the one trailer we saw Hawkman, and we saw Hawkman, and who else do we see? Uh, oh, Doctor Fate. How could I forget Doctor Fate?
I know, Dr.
I
Fate.
I think we might have seen Atom Smasher. Maybe.
Oh.
I have not seen reports that that is for sure, but there was a scene that I thought we were seeing Atom Smasher, which I thought would be pretty cool. And because he's another Justice Society member, he's one of the lesser known Justice Society members, but he is nonetheless a Justice Society member. So I am excited about the
Mm.
building blocks of the Justice Society. I think the way they're starting that, they're starting it the way they should have started Justice League. You know, they're creating these building blocks, and then they will go into a full fledged film, which is the way they
Mhm.
should have done the Justice League. But the Justice League, they rushed everything, and because they wanted to catch up with Marvel, and I'm sitting here going,
Mhm.
you don't have to catch up to Marvel. You don't have to do that. You just
Mhm.
you got the building blocks. Just start putting them together. It's like a Lego set, man.
Right.
Yeah, that Angie's right. Yeah, it was
It
a
was a
bean
being
contest, man. Yeah, unfortunately, DC lost that contest too.
It was between the 2. Yes, that it was.
And I'm not saying that I want DC to beat Marvel or Marvel to beat. I want both of them to be successful because let's face
Agreed.
it, I just want superheroes. I want cool superhero movies. That's what I want.
Mhm.
DC tends to be
Mhm.
my more favorite of the two, but I want them
Mhm.
to both be successful and have good franchises. That's all.
Mhm. Angie says, "I want to be a DC fan again, or be a fan of DC again." So,
Well, keep watching these Batman movies. I think you'll be there. At least watch this deleted scene over and over again.
uh,
And then go read The Killing Joke, The Three Jokers, Death in the Family. I got
right.
lots of Joker material for you.
Yeah. 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 Oh man. Well, that's about summing it up. Anything else that we need to discuss on this whole deleted scene? I almost said trailer again.
Yeah, it's a deleted scene, not a trailer. Um, man, I can't really think of anything else. There was a few things I had in mind earlier, and I probably should have wrote them down. I'm bad
That's all
about
right.
that sometimes. It depends on what I'm covering. This one I was just pretty excited to jump into, though. So, yeah,
Mhm.
I really liked him. This guy, he came out of nowhere. I didn't know this guy at all, and
Mhm.
I think he came out of nowhere anyway, which sometimes is for the best, somebody that you don't know previously. I mean, Jack Nicholson was a superstar when he played the Joker, and granted, I was super excited about him because he's still to this day one of my favorite actors. But
Mhm.
and Heath Ledger, I didn't know a lot about Heath Ledger when he came into it. I know Heath was a fairly big actor, but I really didn't know
Mhm.
anything about him, and I liked him. I liked his performance, I think, even better because I really didn't know anything about him, and
Mhm.
I think this guy is gonna be the same way. I think because I don't really know anything about him, I don't have anything to anticipate, so I think he's gonna pull
Right.
off really, really super good Joker, and like I said, he has
Nice.
a great laugh too. That
Mhm.
that's important
Mhm.
for the Joker. You gotta have that good laugh established, and
Mhm.
I think he's got a good laugh. It's different.
It is
Um,
different.
it's nothing like, Jack Nicholson's, and it's nothing like Heath Ledger's either. So
Mhm.
and thank God it's nothing like Jared Leto's.
Thank goodness.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. The comic gods are smiling on us.
Right. Right.
Not to be sacrilegious or anything.
No,
Having
no.
fun.
Well, a couple of things real quick, everybody, is please check out our website at twogeeksmike.com. Number 2, GEEKSMIC.com. Also, there you will find all our links to Facebook page, to our podcast page. Also, you will find us to our merch page and our Ko-fi page. Now, Mike, I want you to discuss a little bit about some of the stuff that we're doing on our Ko-fi page. Ha ha ha.
Oh, putting me on the spot, huh? So Kofi, we recorded our first ever Kofi only episode. It's our first ever Two Geeks classic sci-fi. We did the classic. I was trying to think of the right words. Um, yeah. Anyway, we did Logan's Run. Great movie. Great movie from the
Mm-hmm.
'70s. I love this movie. Megan joined us for it. Megan did a good job because she read the book even and told us
Yeah.
how different the book is from the movie. And one of these days, I'll get around to reading the book. We have plans to do our second one here in a couple weeks,
Yeah, which
and that will
is the
be Star Trek Wrath of Khan.
Gun.
So we're looking forward to doing that.
We are going to answer the question, everybody. Here's the question. Ricardo Montalban, is that his real chest or is that a plastic chest?
And actually, I have plans on watching the original episode that Khan originated in Star Trek, and I'm not an original Star Trek fan, so that should
Right.
be
More
interesting
power
in,
to
in
you.
itself.
Well, I'll go look that one up and find it because that's the I got Paramount Plus this month just so I could watch Wrath of Khan. And so I'll go and pull that out. I also have watched several things on Paramount Plus that I probably should talk about because there are some interesting movies on there. And I have to give credit to the Geeky Dads because they mentioned in their latest podcast about a movie called Mindhunters, and I had never seen it. And it's a 2004 movie, and I
And that's on
love.
Paramount Plus.
I think it was on Paramount Plus. Wait a minute. What did I watch it on? I found it and I watched it because I just ran across it and I was like, the guys just talked about this. It actually, I watched it last night while I was cooking dinner. And I was like, this is really a good movie. I'm not getting much dinner done because I'm so distracted by the movie.
That's funny.
Angie says it's messed up in it. Yes.
What's the movie called?
It's called Mindhunters, and Christian Slater is in it. I don't want to give any.
Oh,
I really like Christian Slater, and I don't want to
I
give
do
any
too.
spoilers, but it made me think of the movie, the clips that I've seen of Saw, where the premise is all these folks are profilers, the FBI profilers, um, and they go to this island to do like this big final exam test kind of a thing, but all of a sudden, um, the people are getting killed for real, and you're like, what is going on? Kind of a thing. So it was a good movie. I'll have to check to see if I did watch it. But anyway, the Three Geeky Dads mentioned it. I ran across it. I think it was on Paramount Plus. But anyway, so I did Paramount so we could watch Wrath of Khan, and man, I've been kind of excited about all this extra stuff that we've been watching. So, maybe I'll do extra movie reviews for those on Ko-fi. Maybe I should do that. Angie, should I do that? She's like our big supporter, so if she would appreciate that, and yes, okay, all
Well,
right.
and I've been toying with a idea for a shorter little Kofi only thing that I'm toying with this idea. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe like a comic book minute type thing where I'll go.
Ooh, I love it. All right. So here's the deal, everybody. The reason we're bringing all these things up is because we are thankful for those that are supporting us.
Yes.
Angie, thank you so much for supporting us, because all that money goes, we don't make any money. All that is going into helping us pay for Restream, Podbean, all the extra stuff, everything to make this podcast happen. So honestly, you, the listeners, are making this happen. And so thank you. We really appreciate it. And so we're excited about it. And so we want to make sure we give back. So these are some ideas that we're toying with. If you have ideas that you think would help us make this podcast better, please let us know. We want to be supportive, especially those who are supporting us in Ko-fi. We want to make it worth your while for supporting us. So thank you.
And please make sure and go like us on Facebook if you haven't already done that. Go rate the podcast, because that helps the podcast get seen more.
It sure does.
Whether it's in iTunes or whatever platform you prefer to listen to it. If there's a rating available in that platform, please go ahead and give it a rating. 5 stars if you would. We would really appreciate that very much.
Yes, we would, actually. All right. Well, Mike, anything else that we need to bring up and discuss?
Yes.
Oh, Megan.
Megan, what's up?
Kofi, if you subscribe on any of the membership tiers, you get access to our Discord server. It's called the Geekdom.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. This is so new, and we're still trying to figure it out. And we have discussed one of the things that we're processing is doing watch parties on on the Discord server. So we're still trying to figure it out and learn it, and but that's what's coming too as well.
Yeah, a couple old guys trying to learn what in the world Discord is. So but we've got Angie and Megan to moderate the Discord also. So you may end up seeing them in there a little more than us, but we'll try to get in there too once the two of us figure out what in the world it is.
What we're doing. Yeah.
We have no idea.
I think I'm going to have to come in as a separate individual too, because you guys have access, or a separate.
I mean, you're going to split yourself into two?
I know, isn't that crazy? Who says I'm not already split into two?
So does that mean I can call you Two-Face?
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything. That would be irreverent of me if I said anything. Sorry.
It's all right.
I'm on the brink, everybody. Look out. I'm stressed. I got so many things going on.
Well, we've said before, watch out for the nice guys, right?
That is so true. It's the quiet ones you have to worry about.
Okay.
All right. Cool beans. Well, hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We had a great time today. Thanks for the interactions as well. We appreciate it. That actually just makes the whole show that much more better. All right, Mike, I'll leave it to you to sign us out, man.
All right. With that, I'll give us a little Joker line, at least from the Dark Knight Joker. Kill you? Why would I want to do that? You complete me. Over and out, and may the force be with you. Thank you for joining us today on the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast. Tune in next week when we will have more news and reviews. Until then,